They laughed at her every single day. They called her poor, dirty, useless. Even the teacher sometimes ignored her. She wore the same old dress. She sat alone. She never talked back. But one day, everything changed. Because on that day, a loud sound came from the sky. Students ran outside. And what they saw made their heart stop. A helicopter landing in the school ground. And guess what? It was not for the principal. Not for the rich students. It came for her. The same girl they laughed at. The same girl they called nothing. And when they found out who she really was, it was already too late. They had made the biggest mistake of their lives. So what really happened? Who was that girl? And why did a helicopter come for her? Stay till the end, because this story will shock you. And before we go ahead, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling us where you are watching from. We love seeing how far our stories reach across the world. No one noticed her, at least not in the way that mattered. Every morning, before the sun was fully up, Emily Carter was already awake. Not because she wanted to be, but because she had no choice. Her small room was quiet, too quiet. The kind of silence that didn't feel peaceful, it felt empty. The thin mattress beneath her creaked as she slowly sat up. Her eyes were still heavy, but her body already knew what to do. Wake up, work, survive. That was her life. She reached for the same worn-out sweater hanging beside her bed. It had been washed so many times that the color was no longer clear. Was it blue or gray? Even she didn't remember anymore. Her shoes sat near the door, old, cracked, and slightly torn from the side. She picked them up carefully, as if they were something fragile. Because to her they were. They were the only pair she had. Emily stood up slowly, took a deep breath, and whispered softly to herself. Just one more day. That sentence. She said it every morning. Outside, the cold air touched her face as she stepped out. The street was still quiet, but not empty. Some people were already moving. Workers, vendors, people chasing life before life could chase them. Emily pulled her sweater tighter around her body. She walked fast not because she was late, but because she didn't want to be seen. Because when people saw her, they didn't just look. They judged. Her school was not far, but every step toward it felt heavier. Because school was not a place of learning for her. It was a place of pain. A place where people didn't ask questions. They only made assumptions. When she reached the school gate, she paused. Just for a second. She watched the other students walking in. Clean uniforms. Bright shoes. Loud laughter. They looked happy. Or maybe they just looked like they belonged. Something Emily never felt. She walked inside quietly, keeping her head down. But it didn't take long. It never did. Look who's here. A voice. Sharp. Loud. Cruel. Emily didn't need to look up to know who it was. Jessica Miller. The girl everyone followed. The girl who always had something to say. And today, Emily was once again her target. Jessica stepped forward, her expensive shoes clicking against the floor. Well, Emily, she said, crossing her arms. Did you forget to buy new clothes again? Laughter. Not one voice. Many. It spread like fire through dry grass. Emily's fingers tightened slightly around her bag. But she said nothing. She never did. Another student leaned closer. Are you sure she even has money? He joked. More laughter. Someone from the back added, maybe she lives on the street. Emily felt the words hit her chest. Not like sound. Like weight. Heavy. Painful. But still, she stayed quiet. Because she had learned something important. Sometimes silence is the only way to survive. She slowly walked past them, ignoring every word, ignoring every laugh, ignoring every look. But inside, it was not silent. Inside it was loud. Every word stayed, every insult repeated, over and over again. She reached her classroom and sat in the last seat. The same seat. Always the same. Because no one wanted to sit next to her. And she didn't want to sit next to anyone either. The teacher entered. Class started. But Emily's mind wasn't there. It was somewhere else. Somewhere far from the classroom. Far from the noise. far from the laughter. She looked down at her notebook. Old pages, carefully used, every space filled, because she could not afford to waste paper. Her handwriting was neat, careful, perfect, because even though no one saw her, she still tried. Emily, the teacher suddenly said. Her heart skipped. She looked up slowly. Yes, sir. Come to the board and solve this. The room went quiet, not because they were interested, but because they were waiting for her to fail. Emily stood up slowly. Her hands felt cold. Her steps were careful. Every eye in the room was on her. She could feel it, like pressure, like heat, like something pushing her down. She reached the board, picked up the chalk, and for a moment, she froze. Not because she didn't know the answer, but because of the voices behind her. Whispers, small laughs, waiting, judging. She took a deep breath, closed her eyes for 1 second, and then she started writing. The room slowly became quiet, not the kind of quiet before laughter, a different kind, a confused kind. Emily finished the solution perfectly, every step correct, every answer clear. She placed the chalk down slowly and stepped back. The teacher looked at the board, then looked at her. For a moment, he said nothing. Then finally, this is correct. Silence. Real silence. The kind no one expected. Jessica rolled her eyes and leaned back in her chair. Probably memorized it, she muttered. Some students laughed again, trying to bring the moment back, trying to keep their control. Emily didn't respond. She just returned to her seat. But inside, something small had changed. Not big, not powerful, but something. Because, for a moment, they had nothing to say. The class continued. Time passed slowly, but the looks never stopped. The whispers never ended. And yet, Emily stayed, quiet, strong, invisible, because no one knew the truth. No one knew where she came from. No one knew what she carried inside. No one knew that her story was not what it seemed. And very soon, everything they believed about her was about to change. Because the girl they laughed at, the girl they ignored, the girl they thought was nothing, was about to become the center of something no one could ever imagine. But that moment was still coming. And when it arrived, it would not be quiet. It would not be small. It would not be ignored. It would arrive, loud, powerful, unforgettable. And it would begin on a day that looked just like any other. The bell rang. Class ended. But for Emily, nothing really changed. Because for her, the pain did not stay inside the classroom. It followed her, always. Students stood up, laughing, talking, moving in groups. Friends walking together, sharing jokes, sharing food, sharing life. Emily stayed seated for a few seconds longer. She always did that. She waited until the room was almost empty. Because leaving with everyone else meant hearing more. More jokes, more whispers, more looks. And she had already heard enough for one day. When the last group of students walked out, Emily slowly stood up. She picked up her bag, old but carefully kept. She walked toward the door, quietly. But just as she stepped outside, "Hey, poor girl," the voice stopped her. She didn't turn, but she knew. Jessica. Again. Jessica and her friends were standing near the hallway, waiting, like they had nothing else to do. "Where are you going?" Jessica asked with a smirk. "Home? Or somewhere else?" Her friends laughed. Emily kept walking, slowly, silently. But Jessica wasn't done. She stepped in front of her, blocking her way. "Why don't you ever talk?" she said. "Or are you scared?" Emily looked up for a second. Just 1 second. Her eyes were tired but calm. "I just want to go," she said softly. Jessica laughed. "Go where?" she replied. "To your broken house." More laughter. Louder this time. Emily felt it again. That pain. That pressure. But she didn't fight. She didn't argue. She just moved to the side and walked away. Behind her, the laughter continued. But she didn't look back. She never did. Outside the school gate, the world felt different. Still hard but quieter. No voices chasing her. No eyes watching her. Just the road. And her steps. She walked slowly this time. Her body was tired. Her mind was heavy. But her face stayed calm. Because she had learned something long ago. If you show pain, people enjoy it. So she stopped showing it. After a few minutes, she turned into a small street. Narrow, quiet. Not many people passed there. This was her way home. Or at least where she stayed. Because home was not really the right word. She reached a small building. Old walls. Broken paint. A place most people wouldn't even notice. She pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was simple. Very simple. A small bed. A table. A chair. Nothing more. Emily placed her bag on the table and sat down. Her body finally relaxed. For the first time today, she looked at her hands. Slightly shaking. Not from fear. From holding everything inside. Then slowly, she stood up again. Walked to a small drawer. Opened it carefully. Inside, there was something different. Something that didn't match the room. Something that didn't match her life. A phone. Clean. Modern. Expensive. Emily picked it up slowly. Her face changed. Not into a smile, but into something deeper. Something serious. She pressed a button. The screen turned on. Messages. Many messages. All unread. Her finger moved slowly. Then she opened one. Where are you? We are still looking for you. You cannot stay hidden forever. Emily's eyes stayed on the screen. Silent. Still. Then another message appeared. Time is running out. She locked the phone quickly. As if even looking at it was dangerous. She placed it back in the drawer, closed it, and stepped away. Her breathing changed. Slightly faster. But she controlled it. Like she always did. Because this was her secret. The same girl they laughed at. The same girl they called poor. The same girl they ignored. Had a life no one knew about. She walked to the small window. Looked outside. The street was empty. Quiet. Safe. But her life was not. Far away. In another part of the city. Something was happening. A large building. Tall. Modern. Full of people. Men in suits. Phones ringing. Voices loud. Tension everywhere. This is not normal, one man said loudly. We lost her again. Another man replied. She turned off her phone. We cannot track her. A third man slammed his hand on the table. We don't have time for this. The room was filled with stress. With pressure. With fear. Because they were not looking for just anyone. They were looking for Emily. Back in her small room, she didn't know everything. But she knew enough. Enough to stay away. Enough to stay quiet. She sat on the bed, looked at the floor, and whispered softly. Not yet. Her voice was calm. But inside, a storm was building. Because she knew something. Something big. Something serious. And she also knew. Soon, she would not be able to hide anymore. The next day came quickly. Like it always did. Emily returned to school. Same clothes. Same steps. Same silence. But something felt different. Not outside. Inside. She walked into class. Sat in her seat. But today, her eyes moved. Looking. Watching. As if she was waiting for something. Jessica noticed it. Why are you looking around like that? She said loudly. Did you lose something? Some students laughed again. But Emily didn't answer. Because she wasn't looking for something. She was feeling something. Something was coming. The air felt strange. Heavy. Even the teacher seemed distracted. Looking at his phone more than usual. Minutes passed. Slow. Tense. And then, a sound. At first it was soft. Far away. Then louder. And louder. Students looked at each other. What is that? Someone whispered. The teacher stopped speaking. Everyone became quiet. The sound grew stronger. Like something big was getting closer. Emily's heart started beating faster. Because deep inside, she already knew. Something was about to happen. Something that would change everything. Something that would make everyone look at her differently. And very soon, that sound would not just be heard. It would be seen. The next morning came slowly. The sun rose quietly, but for Emily, it felt heavy. She did not sleep well. All night, she kept thinking about the helicopter. the man, and the words he said. Everything will change. She sat on her small bed, staring at the floor. Her room was still the same. Old walls, simple bed, a small wooden table. Nothing had changed around her, but inside her, everything felt different. Emily slowly stood up. She walked to the mirror. She looked at herself. Same face, same tired eyes, same old clothes. She whispered softly, "Was that real or just a dream?" For a moment, she almost believed it was not real. But then, she saw something on the table, a small black envelope. Her heart stopped. She quickly picked it up. Her hands were shaking. She opened it slowly. Inside there was a card, a clean, white card. And on it were simple words. Be ready. Today. Below the message, there was a name. Mr. Carter. Emily felt her chest tighten. It was real. Everything was real. She sat down again. Her mind started racing. Why me? What do they want? Who is this man? She did not have answers. But deep inside, she felt something else. Something new. Something she never felt before. Hope. Time passed quickly. Soon, it was time for school. Emily wore her same old uniform. It was clean, but very old. She tied her hair back, took a deep breath, and left the house. The walk to school felt longer than usual. People were walking around her, cars passing, children laughing. But Emily was quiet. Her thoughts were loud. She kept touching the envelope in her pocket, just to make sure it was still there. When she reached the school gate, she stopped. She looked at the building. Same place, same walls, same people. But today, something felt different. She stepped inside. As soon as she entered the class, the laughter started again. Look who is here. Miss Poor Girl. Did you find money on the street today? The same voices, the same mocking, the same pain. A girl named Sophie walked closer. She smiled, but not kindly. So, did your helicopter come back? She said, laughing. The whole class laughed again. Emily stayed quiet. She did not fight back. She did not speak. But inside, something had changed. The words did not hurt the same way. She walked to her seat and sat down. Slowly, calmly. For the first time, she was not afraid. The teacher walked in. Good morning, class. Everyone stood up. Good morning, ma'am. They sat down again. The lesson started. But Emily could not focus. Her eyes kept moving to the window. Her heart was beating fast. She kept thinking, will he come today? Was that message real? Minutes passed. Then 1 hour. Then another. Nothing happened. Emily started to feel unsure. Maybe it was all a mistake. Maybe she misunderstood everything. Then suddenly, a loud sound came from outside. At first it was soft, like a distant wind. But then, it became louder, stronger, heavier. Thump, thump, thump. The sound of helicopter blades. The whole class stopped. Everyone looked at each other. What is that? Is that a helicopter? Students ran to the windows. They pushed each other, trying to see. The teacher frowned. Everyone stay calm. But no one was listening. The sound was getting closer, louder, closer, closer. Emily's heart started racing. Her hands were shaking. She slowly stood up. She did not run. She just walked toward the window. And then, she saw it. A large black helicopter, landing right in the school field. Dust flew everywhere. The trees shook. Students outside started screaming and running. Teachers came out. Everyone was confused. Inside the class, no one spoke. No one laughed anymore. All eyes were on the helicopter. Then, the door of the helicopter opened. A man stepped out. Tall, wearing a black suit. Same man, same face. Mr. Carter. Emily felt her breath stop. It's him. Mr. Carter walked calmly. Not fast, not slow, just steady, confident. The school principal ran toward him. Sir, what is going on? But Mr. Carter did not stop. He kept walking, straight toward the school building. Inside the classroom, students were whispering. Who is that? Why is he here? Is he important? Sophie looked confused. This must be for someone rich, she said. She laughed nervously. Not for people like her, she added, pointing at Emily. Emily did not respond. She just stood there, watching, waiting. Footsteps. Closer, closer, closer. Then, the classroom door opened. Silence filled the room. Mr. Carter stood at the door. His eyes scanned the room. Slowly, carefully, every student became quiet. No one moved. No one laughed. Then his eyes stopped. On Emily. He walked inside. Step by step. The sound of his shoes echoed in the silent room. Emily felt like the whole world had stopped. Her heart was beating so loud. She could hear it. Mr. Carter stopped in front of her. Everyone watched. Everyone waited. Then he spoke. Calm, clear, respectful. Miss Emily Carter. The whole class froze. Emily blinked. What? Mr. Carter gave a small nod. Yes, that is your full name. Whispers exploded in the room. Carter. Same name. What is happening? Emily shook her head slowly. That's not my name. Mr. Carter reached into his pocket. He took out a document. He opened it and showed it to her. Your real name was hidden, he said softly. But we found the truth. Emily stared at the paper. Her hands were shaking. She could not understand everything. But she saw one thing clearly. Her name. Written differently. Not the name she always used. Mr. Carter continued. You are not who you think you are. The class was completely silent now. No laughter. No mocking. Only shock. Sophie stepped back slowly. Her face turned pale. Mr. Carter looked at Emily again. His voice became softer. Your family has been looking for you for years. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Family? Yes, he said. A very powerful family. The teacher dropped the chalk from her hand. The sound echoed in the room. Mr. Carter continued. You were lost when you were very young. You were taken and raised somewhere else. Emily could not speak. Her whole life, everything she believed, was changing. Mr. Carter gave a small smile. And today we came to take you home. Silence. Heavy. Deep. Unbelievable. Emily whispered. Home. Mr. Carter nodded. Yes. He stepped back slightly and gently extended his hand. Come with me. The whole class watched. No one moved. No one spoke. Emily looked around. At the same people who laughed at her. At the same room. At the same place that made her feel small. And then, she looked at Mr. Carter's hand. Slowly, she raised her hand. But before she touched his hand, she paused. Her eyes moved back to the class one last time. And in that moment, everyone realized something. The girl they laughed at was never just a poor girl. She was something more. Something they never understood. Emily took a deep breath. And finally, she placed her hand in his. And everything was about to change. The helicopter did not leave. It stayed in the sky, making loud sound thup thup thup, like heart beating very fast. Everyone in schoolyard was frozen. No one laughing now. No one talking. Only wind and that loud helicopter sound. Maya was still standing near the wall, her small bag in her hand, her dress still old, her shoes still broken. But something in air changed. Teacher Mrs. Collins slowly walked forward. Her face was serious now. No smile. No anger. Only confusion. She looked at Maya. Then she looked at the helicopter. Then back at Maya again. Maya, she said slowly. What is this? Maya did not answer. She looked scared, her fingers shaking, her lips dry. I don't know, she said softly. But her eyes say something else. Like she remembers something. Something old. Something deep. Then suddenly, the helicopter started coming down. Closer, closer. Dust started flying everywhere. Students started screaming. Some stepped back. Some covered face. Wind strong now. Very strong. Papers flying. Hair flying. Even small stones moving. It was like storm coming. But this storm was for Maya. Helicopter landed slowly in the school field. Right in front of everyone. Big, black, powerful. Door opened. Everyone holding breath. Silence again. Heavy silence. Like whole world waiting. Then, a man stepped out. Tall man. Wearing black suit. Dark glasses. Very serious face. Behind him, another man. Also in suit. Then one more. They walked slowly. Straight. Not looking around. Only looking at Maya. Students, whisper again. Who are they? Police? No, maybe rich people. Why they coming here? Why for her? Emily felt something strange. Her heart beating fast. Not like before. Not fun. Not joke. Now, fear. Small fear inside. She looked at Maya. For first time. She did not see poor girl. She saw something unknown. Something important. The tall man stopped few steps away from Maya. He removed his sunglasses slowly. His eyes sharp, but also soft. Like he is looking for someone long time. Very long time. He looked at Maya. Long, silent, deep look. Then he spoke. Maya. His voice was calm. Strong. Maya's body froze. Her eyes wide. She never saw him before. But his voice? It felt familiar. Strange. Very strange. Yes, she said slowly. I am Maya. The man took one more step closer. His eyes now a little wet. Like he trying not to cry. Finally, he whispered. After all these years. Everyone confused now. Teacher shocked. Students silent. No one understand anything. Maya shook her head. I don't know you, she said. Her voice shaking. The man nodded slowly. Yes. I know, he said. You don't remember. But I remember. He took a deep breath. Like something heavy in his chest. Then, he said, I am Daniel Carter. Students gasped. Teachers, eyes wide. Daniel Carter, she whispered. The billionaire? Everyone shocked. Even Emily stepped back. That, Daniel Carter, one boy said. The owner of Carter Industries? Maya looked confused. I don't know that name, she said softly. Daniel smiled a little. Sad smile. I know, he said. Because you were too small. Then he slowly took something from his pocket. A photo. Old photo. He showed it to Maya. Maya looked at it. Her hands shaking. In photo a small baby. And a man holding her. Smiling. Happy. Warm. Maya's breath stopped. Her heart beating fast. I saw this before, she whispered. In my dreams. Daniel's voice broke a little. That baby, he said slowly, is you. And that man, he stopped for a second, then finished, is me. Silence. Big silence. Heavy silence. Like air stopped moving. Maya stepped back. No, she said. That not possible. I live in small house. My mother, her voice stopped. She remembered something. Her mother. Always nervous. Always hiding things. Always saying, don't ask about past. Don't talk about before. Daniel stepped closer again. I lost you, he said. Years ago. Someone took you from hospital. We search everywhere. Police, news, everything. But we never find you. His eyes full of pain now. I thought you are gone forever. Maya's eyes full of tears. Her whole body shaking. No, this is not real, she whispered. Teacher stepped forward. So are you saying she is your daughter? Daniel nodded. Yes. I have proof. He showed documents. Photos. Hospital papers. DNA reports. Everything. Teacher looked shocked. She looked at Maya again. Then, at her old clothes. Then, at her broken shoes. Her eyes filled with guilt. Deep guilt. Students also silent. No one laughing now. No one making joke. Only shock. Only regret. Emily slowly stepped back. Her face pale. Her voice small. This is not real, she whispered. But it was real. Very real. Maya dropped her bag. It fell on ground. She didn't notice. Her eyes only on Daniel. You are my father, she asked slowly. Daniel nodded. Yes. He stepped closer. Slow. Careful. Like he afraid she will run away. I came to take you home, he said. Your real home. Maya's tears started falling. She didn't stop them. She didn't hide. For first time, she cried in front of everyone. Not from pain, but from something bigger. Something she didn't understand yet. But my mother, she said. Daniel's face changed. Serious again. We know about her, he said. She is not your real mother. She took you, but we will talk about that later. Right now, I just want you safe. Maya looked around. At school. At students. At teacher. At Emily. Same people. Who laugh at her. Who hurt her. Who made her feel small. Now. All quiet. All looking at her. Like she is a different person. And maybe she was. Daniel gently held out his hand. Come, he said. Let's go home. Maya looked at his hand. Then, at her own. Dirty. Small. Shaking. Slowly, she lifted her hand and placed it in his. The moment felt powerful. Like everything changed. In 1 second, Daniel smiled. Small but real smile. Then he turned. They started walking toward helicopter. Students moved aside, making way. No one blocking. No one laughing. Only watching. Teacher whispered, I'm sorry. But Maya did not look back. Emily stood frozen. Her eyes full of tears now. She wanted to say something. Anything. But words did not come. Only regret. Deep regret. Maya walked slowly. Step by step. Her old life behind her. New life in front. Wind still blowing. Helicopter waiting. Door open. Future waiting. And for first time, Maya did not feel small. She did not feel weak. She did not feel invisible. She felt seen. The helicopter door was open. Wind still strong. Noise still loud. Maya stood near it. Her hand still in Daniel's hand. Her heart beating fast, very fast. Everything feel unreal. Like dream. But this was not dream. Daniel helped Maya step inside. Careful. Slow. Like she is something very important. Very fragile. She sat on soft seat. First time in her life, she sit on something so soft. She looked around. Everything clean. Everything shiny. Everything new. So different from her small house. So different from her life. Daniel sat in front of her. Still looking at her. Like he don't want to lose her again. Not even for 1 second. Door closed. Sound changed. Inside, quiet but still vibration. Pilot nodded. Helicopter slowly started going up. Maya looked outside. Her school getting smaller. Students like small dots. Building like toy. Everything going far, far away. Her eyes slowly filled with tears again. Not only sadness. Not only happiness. Something mixed. Something confusing. Daniel saw her face. Maya, he said softly. Are you okay? Maya nodded slowly. I don't understand anything, she said. Everything is changing too fast. Daniel took deep breath. Yes, he said. I know. But I promise. I will explain everything. And I will not leave you again. Maya looked at him. Her eyes searching. Trying to trust. Trying to believe. You really my father? She asked again. Daniel smiled gently. Yes. Always was. Always will be. He slowly took out another photo. More clear. More new. He showed her. In photo a baby girl. Same eyes as Maya. Same face. Same smile. And Daniel holding her. Happy. Maya touched photo slowly. Her fingers shaking. That is me, she whispered. Daniel nodded. Yes. You were taken from hospital when you were baby. We searched many years. We never stop. I never stop. His voice became heavy. I thought maybe I will never see you again. But I kept hope. Every day. Maya's heart felt something deep. Warm, but also painful. She looked at him again. Why no one told me this, she asked. Daniel's face serious now. Because the woman who took you. She wanted money. She wanted power. She hid you. She changed your name. She lied to you. Maya felt shock. Her mother was not real. Everything was lie. Her whole life was built on lie. Her hands started shaking. I trusted her, she whispered. I loved her. Daniel leaned forward. His voice soft. I know. And it is not your fault. You were just a child. You did nothing wrong. Maya closed her eyes. Tears fell slowly. Her heart breaking and healing at same time. After some time, she opened her eyes again. Where are we going? She asked. Daniel smiled a little. To your home, he said. Your real home. Helicopter moved fast. Sky blue. Clouds around. Sun shining. But inside Maya, storm still there. After some time, they started coming down. Slowly. Maya looked outside. Her eyes wide. Very wide. Big house. Very big. Like palace. Green garden. Long road. Fountain. Guard standing. Everything rich. Everything powerful. Helicopter landed in front of house. Soft. Calm. Door opened. Daniel stood up. He gave his hand again. Maya took it. They stepped out together. People were already waiting. Many people. Workers. Security. And one old woman. Standing in front. Her eyes full of tears. Her hands shaking. Maya, she whispered. Maya looked at her. Confused. Who is she? Maya asked. Daniel smiled softly. She is your grandmother, he said. My mother. Old woman walked fast. Almost running. Then she stopped in front of Maya. She looked at her face. Touched her cheek slowly. My child, she cried. You are alive. Maya didn't move. Didn't understand. But she felt something. Warm. Real. Slowly, she hugged her. Tight. Strong. Like she don't want to let go. Everyone watching. Some crying. Some smiling. Big moment. After some time, they went inside. Big hall. Clean. Beautiful. Everything shining. Maya walked slowly. Looking around. Everything new. Everything strange. A maid came with clean clothes. Miss, please change, she said kindly. Maya looked at her clothes. Old. Dirty. Torn. She felt shy. Daniel smiled. Go, he said. Take your time. Maya nodded. She went inside room. Room was big. Bed soft. Mirror shining. Everything perfect. She changed clothes. New dress. Clean. Soft. She looked in mirror. She didn't recognize herself. Is this me? She whispered. She came back outside. Everyone looked at her. Smiling. Respect. Not like school. Not like before. But inside Maya, something still heavy. She sat with Daniel. Can I ask something? She said. Anything, Daniel replied. Those kids in school, she said slowly. They laugh at me. They hurt me. Daniel's face changed. Serious. Cold. Who? He asked. Maya told everything. Emily. Students. Teacher. Everything. Daniel listened. Silent. But his eyes full of anger now. Not loud anger, but deep anger. No one will treat you like that again, he said. His voice calm, but strong. Maya looked at him. I don't want revenge, she said softly. I just don't want pain. Daniel looked surprised. Then proud. Very proud. You are strong, he said. Just like I hoped. But still, something had to happen. Because truth always comes out. At same time, back at school, everything was not normal. Students talking. Rumors everywhere. Did you see that? She is rich? She is billionaire daughter? Emily sitting alone. Silent. Her face pale. Her mind full. She remembered everything. Every laugh. Every word. Every insult. Now, all coming back. Like knife. What did I do? She whispered. Teacher Mrs. Collins, also sitting in office. Head and hands. I didn't see, she said. I didn't stop them. I also failed. School was not same anymore. Something changed. Big change. And this story was not finished. Not yet. Because next, truth will hit harder. And past will come back. Next morning, the big house was quiet. Sunlight coming inside. Soft, warm, calm. But inside Maya, storm still there. She did not sleep good. Too many thoughts. Too many memories. Too many questions. She sat near window, looking outside. Big garden. Beautiful flowers. Clean air. Everything perfect. But her mind not peaceful. She remembered school. She remembered laughing. She remembered pain. A soft knock on door. Maya. Daniel's voice. Yes, she said. He came inside, holding tray. Food. Warm food. Fresh. I bring breakfast, he said. Maya looked surprised. You bring, she asked. He smiled. Yes. I missed many years. I want to do small things now. Maya felt something warm again. She smiled a little. Small smile. But real. She ate slowly. Still not used to this life. Still learning. After some time, Daniel sat in front of her. Maya, he said serious. Today we go back to your school. Maya stopped eating. Her hand froze. School, she whispered. Daniel nodded. Yes. There are things we must fix. There are truths people must know. Maya looked scared. I don't want trouble, she said. Daniel leaned forward. This is not trouble, he said softly. This is truth. And truth is important. Maya stayed silent, thinking, her heart beating fast again. After a few seconds, she nodded slowly. Okay, she said. Daniel smiled. Good. At school, everything's still not normal. Students talking. Teachers serious. Principal walking fast everywhere. Everyone waiting. Waiting for something. Then, sound came. Thup thup thup. Same sound. Helicopter again. Students ran outside. Looking up. Same helicopter. Same power. Same fear. It landed again. Dust flying. Wind strong. Door opened. Daniel came out. With Maya. But now, Maya different. Clean dress. Confident walk. No more fear in eyes. Students shocked again. But this time, they not laughing. They not smiling. They scared. Teacher Mrs. Collins came forward. Her face serious. Mr. Carter, she said. We are very sorry. Daniel looked at her. Calm. But strong. We will talk, he said. They walked inside school. Everyone watching. No one speaking. Inside office. Principal also there. Nervous. Very nervous. Sir, please sit, principal said. Daniel did not sit. He stood. Maya beside him. I am not here to sit, Daniel said. I am here for truth. Room silent. Heavy silent. Daniel looked at principal. At your school, my daughter was insulted. She was hurt. She was treated like nothing. Principal swallowed hard. I did not know, he said. Daniel's voice stronger now. You should know. It is your job. Teacher looked down. Ashamed. Maya stood quiet. But her hands, not shaking now. She stronger. Daniel turned to Maya. Do you want to say something? He asked softly. Maya looked at him. Then at teacher. Then at principal. She took deep breath. Then spoke. My name is Maya Carter, she said slowly. My clothes were old, but my heart was not bad. I was poor, but I was not wrong. Her voice shaking, but strong. They laugh at me, she continued. They push me. They make me feel small. Teacher started crying softly. Maya looked at her. I needed help, she said. But no one helped. Silence again. Deep silence. Principal wiped sweat. We will fix everything, he said fast. We will punish students. We will make rules. Daniel shook his head. No, he said. This is not only about punishment. This is about learning. He looked at Maya again. What do you want? He asked. Maya thought for a few seconds. Then said something unexpected. I don't want revenge, she said. I want them to understand. Everyone surprised. Daniel smiled. Proud smile. Good, he said. Then he turned to principal. Call all students, he said. We speak in front of everyone. Soon. All students gathered in hall. Big hall. Full. Silent. Maya and Daniel stood on stage. Teacher beside them. Principal nervous. Daniel stepped forward. My name is Daniel Carter, he said. I am father of Maya. Students whisper. Some shocked again. But today, I am not here as rich man, he continued. I am here as father. His voice calm, but deep. My daughter came here alone. She had nothing. But she had heart. She had respect. She had honesty. He paused. Looked at students. But what did she get? He asked. Laughter. Pain. Humiliation. Silence. No one answer. Emily stood in crowd. Her eyes full tears. She shaking. Daniel continued. Money can change fast. But character shows real person. He pointed gently toward Maya. She stayed kind even when hurt. She stayed strong even when alone. Then he looked at students. But you, he said. What did you show? Some students started crying. Some looking down. Emily could not hold anymore. She stepped forward. Walking slowly. Shaking. Everyone looking at her. She reached stage. Then, she fell on knees. I'm sorry, she cried. I am so sorry. Her voice broken. Her tears real. She looked at Maya. I hurt you. I laughed at you. I was wrong. Whole hall silent. Maya looked at her. Long, quiet look. This was moment. Big moment. revenge, or forgiveness. Maya walked slowly toward Emily, everyone holding breath. She stopped in front of her, looked down. Then, she spoke softly. I was hurt, she said. But I don't hate you. Emily cried more. Maya continued. I just hope you never do this again. To anyone. Then, Maya did something unexpected. She gave her hand to help Emily stand. Whole hall shocked. Emily looked at her hand, then slowly took it. She stood up, still crying. Students watching, learning, feeling. Teacher also crying now. Daniel smiled softly, proud again. This was not just story. This was lesson. Big lesson. And still, one truth left. One big truth. Because the woman who stole Maya was still free. And next, she will face truth. After that day, school was not same again. Everything changed. Students changed. Teachers changed. Even air felt different. Maya was now sitting in new life, but her heart still remembering old life. Still remembering pain. Still remembering fear. Daniel did not forget something. He was quiet for one day. Then he said, we need to find her. Maya looked at him. Who? She asked. Daniel's face became serious. The woman who took you. Maya stayed silent. Her heart became heavy again. I don't want more pain, she said softly. Daniel nodded. I understand. But truth must finish. That night, big meeting happened. Daniel called private investigators. Police also involved. Old hospital records checked. Files opened. Secrets coming out. And then, truth started showing. The woman who raised Maya. Her real name was Mrs. Helen Brown. But she was not kind mother. She was not even legal guardian. She had fake documents. She stole Maya when she was baby. From hospital. Maya listened quietly. No tears now. Only silence. Deep silence. Daniel looked at her. You were taken for money, he said. She used you. She lied to everyone. Maya closed her eyes. No anger. Just tired heart. I don't understand, she whispered. Why people do this? Daniel sat beside her. Some people choose greed, he said. Not love. Next day, police came to big house. They went to find Mrs. Helen Brown. She was living in small rented place now, far from city center, thinking she is safe. But she was wrong. Police knocked door. Knock knock. She opened. Her face changed instantly. Fear. What is this? She said. Police entered. Mrs. Helen Brown, one officer said. You are under arrest. She stepped back. No, this is mistake. I did nothing. But documents were clear. Evidence was strong. Truth was heavy. She was arrested. Taken away. Maya heard news. She did not smile. She did not cry. She just looked down. Daniel watched her carefully. You okay? He asked. Maya nodded slowly. Yes. But I feel empty. Daniel understood. Because justice does not always feel happy. Sometimes it feels quiet. Days passed. Life started becoming normal again. Slowly. Maya started school again. But new school. Private school. Better place. Kinder people. No one laughed now. No one insulted. Everyone respected her. But Maya was different now. She was not same girl. She was stronger. Quieter. Wiser. One morning, she was sitting in garden. Reading book. Sunlight soft. Wind calm. Daniel came and sat beside her. You know, he said. You changed many people. Maya looked at him. How? She asked. Daniel smiled. You taught them lesson without shouting. You showed them truth without anger. Maya stayed silent, thinking. Then she said softly, I don't want anyone to feel what I felt. Daniel nodded. That is why you are special. Later that day, school held small assembly. Principal spoke. Teachers spoke. Even students spoke. They talked about kindness, respect, and understanding others. Emily also spoke, her voice shaking but honest. I was wrong, she said. I hurt someone who did nothing bad. I learned lesson the hard way. Maya listened from back. No anger in her eyes anymore. Just peace. Time passed again. Weeks became months. Maya started smiling more. Not fake smile. Real smile. She made new friends. Good friends. Kind friends. Daniel stayed close. Not controlling. Just loving. Just supporting. One evening, they both stood on balcony, looking at sunset. Maya asked softly, "Do you think I can forgive fully?" Daniel thought for a moment, then said, "Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing peace." Maya nodded slowly. "I think I am learning that." Final scene. Maya standing in school field again. Same place where helicopter came. But now calm, quiet, peaceful. She closed her eyes, remembered everything. Pain, laughter, truth, family. Then she whispered, "I am not the poor girl anymore. I am Maya Carter." Wind blew softly, sun shining bright. And, this time, she smiled. Sometimes people laugh at others without knowing their story. But every person has hidden truth, hidden pain, and hidden strength. Never judge anyone by their situation. Because life can change in one moment, just like Maya's life changed when the helicopter came.